YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the Sega Genesis Mini. And pretty much yesterday, Sega confirmed the last group of games that's going to be on the Sega Genesis Mini and stuff. And the games that's going to be on the Sega Genesis Mini are Virtual Fighter 2, Tetris, Darius, Alicia Dragon, Monster World, Kid Chameleon, World Rash 2, Eternal Champions, Columns, Dynamite Handy, Strider, and Light Crusader. Now, it is pretty much worth noting that when Sega Genesis first announced the Sega Genesis Mini, I think it was like last year, they say there's going to be like 40 games, now 42. Now, I'm thinking that they was going to they was going to have 42 games on the Sega Genesis Mini all along, you know what I'm saying? So, having us finding out 2 extra games yesterday is technically not that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? Now I can say that related to that, nobody was expecting Darius and Tetris to be confirmed on the Sega Genesis Mini. Pretty much the main reason why none of the games in the Darius franchise was released on the Sega Genesis during its life cycle, you know what I'm saying, as far as I'm aware of, you know. And as far as Tetris is concerned, it was released for the Sega Genesis, but it was only released in Japan, and it never saw a North American release or a release in Europe and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So people, especially Tetris fans and who happen to be Sega Genesis owners or fans of the Sega Genesis in general, get to get a chance to play in this particular version of Tetris. You know what I'm saying? Uh, since this is my first time hearing about Tetris being on the Genesis, I don't know how different it is from, say, like the Super Nintendo version with the Tetris and Dr. Mario combo pack, or even the NES version of Tetris. So I don't know about pretty much the gameplay is the same, but as far as design, color pattern and stuff like that, I never seen anything. I never like seen it on like YouTube and everything, you know. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Now, one game on this list that I did review recently was Eternal Champions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I mentioned is that Eternal Champions was one of the harder games that was released on the Genesis when you're talking about the fighting genre. You know, and I'm thinking, and I think mentioned that if they had, if Eternal Champions wasn't as hard as it is, it would have been pretty much a franchise and stuff like that. Now, the rest of the games that were confirmed, there's the other 9 that were confirmed. I technically haven't played them, you know what I'm saying, mainly because I never owned the Genesis, you know what I'm saying. So I can't express. I'm not gonna give too much of an opinion on them, you know what I'm saying. Outside the fact that these are the games that people play for the most part. I'm thinking mainly Kid Chameleon, World Rash 2, Columns and Striders for sure. You know what I'm saying? But anything, but other games, I'm not like pretty much super familiar with. You know what I'm saying? From a general standpoint. Now, is the Sega Genesis Mini worth the price tag of $80? I would say, considering the list of games that they confirm, like Streets of Rage, Sonic, Castlevania Bloodlines, you know, Street Fighter 2, Champion Edition, Ghouls and Ghosts, games like that, I would honestly say it is worth the price tag. You know what I'm saying? And all that. They pretty much got they put in the games that people loved. You know what I'm saying? Pretty similar to the NES Mini and the Super Nintendo Classic. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they're definitely not. They're not going to make the same mistake like Sony did a few months ago with the PS1 Classic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that the Sega Genesis Mini is gonna sell good. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's gonna sell out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like Target or Walmart, different places like that. That's gonna sell the Sega Genesis Mini, even on Amazon.com, even. You know, so with that being said, sound off in the comment section about the Sega Genesis Mini and the last 12 games that's been confirmed for it. Are you excited for the Sega Genesis Mini? Are you glad that the last group of games that are confirmed for the Sega Genesis Mini? Also, give your opinion about Darius and Tetris being confirmed for the Sega Genesis Mini. Are you willing to play those two games? You know what I'm saying, after 42, alongside any of your favorite games that you happen to like pretty much Streets of Rage, Sonic the Hedgehog, and other games like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.